like one of the most unforgettable elections. And I love her. And I don't say I love a lot of people. Y'all know that. Because I hate everybody. So, this is history. Cardi, when you... I swear to God, I'm a academics. Up. Like, I'm sick of you. I'm sick. Get away! Get away from me! Sick of you. I'm gonna burn your hats. I'm sad. I'm really, really sad. I'm really sad. I swear to God, I'm really, really sad. But I'm proud. I'm proud.
What they want least of all is to realize that half the country went to bed sad tonight, but then woke up tomorrow fired up with a new sense of purpose, knowing that apparently this is what we're on this earth to do as American citizens in this generation. Because history did not just end. Time did not just stop. We just got marching orders from the universe and the Electoral College that as of today, American citizens who do want to hold on to democracy, we know exactly what we're going to be spending the next days and weeks and likely years of our life working on.
How are you feeling today? It must be
horrible.
quite difficult for you
It's
to
horrible.
be here. Yeah.
America has decided not. Everything has been laid out. The people have decided. Good luck to you all.
So what do you
That's
do
all
now?
I got.
What
I
do you-
have no idea. It's the first day. I have absolutely no idea. I've been crying all day. So I'm here. I have a face on. We're going to soldier on. I have no idea.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
I have to say, I'm surprised that somebody can be so racially out with their views targeted toward people. You know, I don't think of him much as a president, and I think less of him as a man.
Finally, we talk a lot about these different demographics and these assumptions of where they're going to go. Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border
misogyny.
crisis is on their doorstep. And they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some lessons.
That's what that was.
The lessons are not.
Knock. Who's there? Oh my gosh, it's Whoopi.
We all thought he was finished. He was done. He went back to his hub at Mar-a-Lago in Florida, and the next thing you know, plotted a return to the White House that, regardless of what they tried to throw in his direction, nothing worked. Nothing worked. Now, we could say what we want about his policies, whatever they may be. We could say what we want about his character, whatever you want to say. But when you think about leaders, one of the primary elements you're looking for from them is fight. Are you somebody that has alligator skin and a level of intestinal fortitude that few can rival? So when you got to go into the lion's den and deal with adversity, you're more than capable of doing so. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if any of us can definitively say we could deal with what Donald Trump dealt with and still end up back in the White House. He was definitely helped by Joe Rogan's endorsement in the wee hours before the election began, or before election day began. That played a role. He had some celebrities supporting him. I don't think that played much of a role. But ultimately, his focus on the economy and inflation ravaging us all, combined with the border issues, immigration, and over 11 to 12 million migrants entering the country illegally and focusing on that, I thought that there were certain things that he did that were nothing short of brilliant.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go, for healthcare, for our climate, for science, for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet.
The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse. And I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong.
This is why some of y'all states be getting hurricanes. That's all I'm going to say. So listen, I'm going to let y'all know this right now, okay? So you little trumpets, like, y'all won. I know y'all happy, whatever the fuck. Ain't nobody acting like bitter losers. This is why some of y'all states be getting hurricanes. However, y'all need to leave me the fuck alone, because I got one more fucking cigarette in me before I start lighting your asses up. This is why some of y'all states be getting hurricanes. That's all I'm... Aight? And that's word to the United States of motherfucking America. Yeah, yeah.
Most people that are gonna see, well, maybe not, because given the result, maybe I really am different. And I do want to say that I've been very vocal for my support for everyone besides Donald Trump. I still think that in her lifetime she deserves to be the first female president. And that's what makes me so sad. Is that I just wish that she had an opportunity to say that I even accept you as the president of the United States. And that's why. But please just treat people with love and treat people with compassion and treat people with respect. And I will do the same for you. And anyway.
Zarskis, I told you guys 4 years ago. God bless the USA!
With me as a black woman has to do is to keep pushing, to keep kicking in the door, even though we're the most disrespected, highly unfavorable. We have to keep pushing because there's generations after us that still have to fight for this right, because there is still going to be a young black girl that's going to be the president of the United States.
Biggest red wave I've seen since Ronald Reagan's 49-state victory.
There were appeals to racism in this campaign, and there is racial bias in this country, and there is sexism in this country.
I can't help but wonder if the American people have given up on democracy.
I hear what you're saying, and I do see it differently, because I'm thinking about the people who are not a part of anybody's elite, who are hurting tonight.
If she were a 6'4" white man from Arkansas or from Florida, do you think she would be losing by that much?
I think that we've got to be honest. Among Hispanic men and black men, there's a lot of misogyny.
There are African-American women who know a little bit about being talked down to, and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who tried to dream a big dream over the past couple of months.
It's not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy.
There's misogyny, but it's not just misogyny from white men. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men.
And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot of hurt. And they were hoping that maybe this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy.
Things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues, with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States.
To all the pollsters, the election pollsters, blow me. I don't ever want to from you again, ever.
People who said that he was a Hitler lover weren't Democrats, they were Republicans. People who said that he was a fascist weren't Democrats, they were Republicans who worked for him.
You gotta be kidding.
Pretty red last night.
I don't know. I'm profoundly disturbed. I think if you look at the New York Times this morning, the headline was America makes a perilous choice. I think that in 2016, we didn't know what we would get from a Trump administration, but we know now. And we know now that he will have almost unfettered power. And so I worry, not about myself, actually. I don't worry about my station in life. I worry about the working class. I worry about my mother, a retired teacher. I worry about our elderly and their Social Security and their Medicare. I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have. And I remember my father telling me many, many years ago that I was the first person in his family to enjoy full civil rights. And now I have less civil rights than I had when he told me that. So again, I'm profoundly disturbed that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution did not prevent someone who participated in an insurrection from becoming president of the United States. I think that going forward, the convicted felon box on employment applications better be taken off, because if you can be the president of the United States, then you should not be prevented from employment in this country, because I remember applying for my jobs as a federal prosecutor, and there was a box for convicted felons. Well, and so that box better be taken off. And I think our healthcare system is now at risk. I think
no fluoride for anyone.
Yeah, economists have made clear that he's going to increase the debt by $7.75 trillion. I'm worried about mass deportation and internment camps, and I'm also worried about Elon Musk warning Americans to prepare for temporary hardship. I'm surprised at the result, but I'm not surprised. As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed-race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country. And I think that it had nothing to do with policy. I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment in this country.
Well, I think it, I think it has to do with a lot of things, that being one of them. I'm obviously very disappointed. I'm very sad. I was at the Kamala Harris headquarters yesterday in Washington, and it was a very sad scene. The mood turned immediately, and I tell you, there's a quote I get a lot of inspiration from, and it's a quote that I read when I was reading about John F. Kennedy, and it says, "Whether I am on the winning or the losing side is not the point with me. It is being on the side where my sympathies lie that matters." And that to me brought me a consolation and inspiration this morning, because I have no regrets. Yep. I worked hard as hell to elect the first Black Asian woman president. History slipped through our fingers again. I worked hard as hell for Donald Trump not to be president. But today, unlike Donald Trump and his followers, I acknowledge that he won. I hope for the best for our country, and I make a commitment to our LGBTQ, to our immigrants, to our elderly, to our young girls, to the women, that we will not stop fighting. We can be sad today.
We will persist.
And that means he needs 23 more.
This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before.
Trump, Trump, baby, all day.
Please unfollow me if you voted against female rights and disability rights. What you did is unreal.
We're all real people, and we live in a world that is at war.
She says Trump's win means a sure return to a more restrictive, some fear draconian time. Gay and trans people will be more afraid. Adding, for all those people, there will be those who will help you, me included.
We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly.
In reference to Trump's sexual assault allegations, Aubrey O'Day figuring, quote, "The only thing that America hates more than a sexist, racist rapist is a woman." Then Lily Reinhart saying of Trump's alleged victims, "My heart absolutely breaks for these women. I believe you, and I am so sorry."
These are our friends. We have thousands of friends on this incredible movement.
It happened. That's all I have to say. It happened. Our future, 4 years. It's a hell of a lot better than what we think. Trump, Trump, baby, all day we won. That's it. It's over with.
Hey, look.
We love our country. Yes, we do.
Look what happened. Is this crazy?
When it comes to next steps, Jonathan Van Ness, Andy Cohen, plus Real Housewives alum Bethany Frankel offering their 2 cents amid mixed emotions in Hollywood.
We will persist. We will move forward.
Gotta dance with the one who brung ya. The decision has been made. The die has been cast, and people have to move forward, unite, and the divisiveness has not worked. Everyone has to agree on that.
We're going to keep showing up. We're going to keep working together. We're going to be okay. I love you. We are going to be okay.